Hello, everybody. Welcome to Faith in Marriage today. I'm flying solo today because Jason is home taking care of Elise and the kids. Please continue to pray for them as she continues her fight against cancer. Well, we got a great episode for you today. Since the holidays are just around the corner, we're going to talk about family traditions, the joys of family life during the season, and the hot new toys that the kids are going to be talking about this year. But before we get into any of that, I want to take a few minutes to talk about the word hope. Why does the church call Advent the season of hope? Because this is a great time to reflect on the year that has been, what went right, what went wrong, what did you like this year, and what hurt? While at the same time, this time of season is an awesome opportunity to look towards next year. What goals do you have? Where do you want to be? What do you want to do differently? And at the hinge of our past and our memory and experience of this year and our future looking towards next year, at the hinge of this is Jesus. He is the Alpha and the Omega, the way and the truth. In Him alone, do we find the answers to our questions and do we find the fulfillment of our desires. You see, this season could also be referred to as the season of desire, or the season of longing, or the season of seeking, because all these things are elements of hope. Think about it through the eyes of a child. See, we often like to dog the materialism and the consumerism of this Christmas season, while again, there's no denying that things get out of hand. All you Black Friday shoppers who go on Thanksgiving morning and buy some stuff. But anyways, we'll let that pass. But it is also true that every child enters into the season with a longing to get the one toy that they really, really want. And you know what? There's nothing inherently wrong with that desire. To see kids write their Christmas letters, be on their, best behavior for a couple of weeks, and to witness the joys in their eyes when they open up that one special gift is truly a blessing that we should not be so quick to overlook or disparage. Okay, so sure, as adults, we know that toys won't fully satisfy. But as a child, often the gifts we received were exactly what we needed. Think about how awesome it was to be a kid opening that special present. And that memory is very important to have because receiving those special gifts, knowing that you got your prayers answered, points to something larger. Advent literally means important arrival, quote unquote. As adults, we need to be reminded of that. Our prayers will be answered. That longing in our heart will be satisfied. It may not be wrapped up with a bow under the tree on Christmas morning, but eventually that answer will come. And that's the hope that Christ offers. You see, the birth of Jesus was the culminating moment in history. Theologians tell us that God incarnating himself was always part of the plan. Christmas was always supposed to happen. Yes, the shape and the timing of it probably looks different because of human sin, but God was always planning to become one with us. Therefore, we were always meant to be one with him in heaven too. That's the way it works. That's what we celebrate this time of year. Hope. Hope is the fundamental belief that things can get better in life and that together with God, we have a say in making that happen. So brothers and sisters, we march on with hope. That singular belief that God can make things better. During this time, bring your longings to the Lord. Write your little Christmas wish list to him. And who knows, you too might have a special gift coming to you at some point soon. God is good. Amen. All right. So coming up, I'll sit down with Joey Pistorius, the director of the Archdiocesan Catholic Counseling Service, to talk about the importance of celebrating traditions, the joys of being with family during the holidays, and the potential challenges that can arise. Stay tuned.
The Willwoods community invites married couples to break away from their busy schedules and spend quality time rejuvenating and enriching your relationship on a weekend married couples retreat. Held at the beautiful St. Joseph Abbey in Covington, you and your spouse will spend time growing closer in your marriage through inspiring talks, private couple time, personal alone time, reconciliation, Eucharistic adoration, and the celebration of the Mass. To register for your getaway, go to faithinmarriage.org.
Joey Pistorius, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Mario. Thanks for having me today.
Man, it's awesome. It's awesome. Okay, so you are the director of the Catholic Counseling Service. Tell us a little bit about that and what is offered there.
Yeah, so Catholic Counseling Service is a ministry of the Archdiocese of New Orleans. And it's a clinical counseling agency where we work with individuals, couples, and families on a wide variety of issues. And we do it through a faith-based dynamic, strengths-based counseling. And we're located in 3 different places across the Archdiocese for convenience. We're on the North Shore at the North Shore Catholic Center. We have our main office on Carrollton Avenue, and then we're in Ascension of Our Lord in Laplace. So we try to stretch ourselves out as far as we can to help as many people as possible. And we do that with affordable counseling and quality counseling.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Affordable and quality and Catholic. Can't beat that.
Very much so.
Fantastic. All right. Well, it's great having you on the show, especially here as we're kind of getting into the holidays and you know, this is the time of year where people get together and have a great time. And then also I know that it can be difficult for some folks. Sure. But for the purposes of our conversation, I really kind of want to initially talk about kind of what's good about the holidays. As a counselor, when I've been on that side, you know, been interviewed to do podcasts or TV shows, initially everybody's like, oh, let's talk about how hard the holidays are. Well, you know, the reason that they're hard for many people is honestly because there's so much pressure for it to be good.
Right.
And there is just this cultural pull where families do get together, whether they're secular, religious or not. This is still the time of the year where people kind of are on their best behavior. Everybody gets together. And just, you know, what do you think about that and why is that important? Why is this an important time of the year for families?
So, you know, whenever you have holidays, it always seems like there's an obligation, right? A family obligation to participate in an event or to be a part of that event. But what we have to recognize is that this is a time of year where people draw together, they're close together, they want to be together because of that sense of belonging, that sense of family, and things like that. Mm-hmm. So,
I think it's great. You know, yeah, I guess even just we can badmouth all of this. We talk about, you know, like the Tickle Me Elmo craze and people trampling over each other on Black Friday or whatever. But like at the heart of that, the reason that people want to go get those gifts is because they want to take care of their family. And so I find, you know, that this is a time that's really important for families in my estimation, you know, because there's a rhythm, there's like you know, the church has a liturgy. And in this time of the year, there's kind of a season where it's like, okay, like regardless of what's happened throughout the year, regardless of who you get along with and who you don't get along with, like everybody's still sitting together in Thanksgiving. Everybody's still having a great time, hopefully on Christmas morning, and able to set aside those differences and try to really kind of enter into this shared meaning and to do what's right for the kids, if nothing else. You know, everybody tries to play face, you know, for the children. But there are some struggles that do emerge in this time. So what do you see as like struggles that tend to emerge during the holiday season?
Well, yeah, some of the challenges, you can leave it to the holidays to highlight what's wrong in relational dynamics. You can leave it to the holidays to remind people that they're alone. But also, like you mentioned just a few minutes ago, we can even look at secular society and see that there's an air of excitement and enthusiasm and happiness and empathy in the air. It is a season of people giving. It's a season of people being joyful. And it's infectious, and when other people see that, they participate in it, and it affects families too. You know, because families are at the center of our culture, right? Mm-hmm. I think it was John Paul II that said that the future of humanity passes by way of the family.
That's right.
And you know, it's in that center piece of our culture that we find these relationships that are so impactful and so important, right? You know, speaking from a counseling perspective, we can look at social learning theory and we can see that at the earliest stages of our lives, it is the family that teaches us how to interact with other people, how to develop a sense of belonging, a sense of attachment, a sense of connection. And so the holidays really remind us what's important about family.
Right.
And yeah, we can get lost in the Tickle Me Elmo fights at Walmart, and we can look at that, and we can see some of the negative pieces, and we can also have those senses of feeling alone or those senses of strain. But holidays can remind us of what the importance of reconciliation can be.
Right.
How we can move past our differences, past our challenges, and reconnect with family, reconnect with people that we love.
Right.
Because we derive a sense of belonging from our family.
Absolutely.
Whether we like it or not.
Whether we like it or not, that's where we kind of come to be together with the people that we love and maybe not so love. But all that is absolutely important because it forces us to kind of develop these relationships. Okay, so honestly, Salvation Army guy, ringing the bell. How much money do you put into the little red tin?
Well, you got you got to put something in.
You got to put something in, right?
I always find it's
just give me credit cards. I only pay with a credit. I like a plastic.
Give me a cube real quick. Let me swipe through it. But that's something else too that people can get caught up in is what's appropriate? How much am I supposed to give? When do we draw the line on the monetary stuff?
Right.
When do we shift our focus back onto what the celebration is about? Right. Thanksgiving is about sharing and giving and community and survival, and building and crossing bridges and building bridges to cross cultures and communities, right? That's the origins of Thanksgiving. And Christmas, of course it's about Jesus, but we often get lost in the hustle and bustle of the trimmings and trappings and tags and bags and packages. It's funny, I was reading The Grinch Who Stole Christmas with my children last night. It's one of their favorite books. We read it even if it's July, it doesn't matter. And, I found it really interesting. One of the things that my daughter said was, we were talking about it came without boxes, packages, and bows. It came without ribbons and trappings and checks. And she's, the Grinch finds out that Christmas is about something more.
Right.
And my oldest, she's 6, asked me, she said, what is it about? And I said, sweetheart, it's about Jesus.
Yeah,
and
amen.
She asked me a question, well, what do you mean? I said, it's his birthday. And it's boggling my mind. I'm like, am I failing as a father? Like, my child doesn't know that Christmas is about Jesus? And then she's like, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm like, whew, okay, all right. I'm sending her to Catholic school. We hope that this is the case, right? But there was something about it that reminded me, like, what am I doing intentionally to create that culture in my own family that reminds everyone that's participating in the celebration about what the true meaning of Christmas is.
Amen.
Jesus Christ.
That's it.
And to be honest, that's really what I'm looking forward to this year.
Awesome.
Is that that Christmas morning when we wake up, I'm hoping that my daughter comes to me and we can actually engage in that conversation again and revisit it and really celebrate. We often sing happy birthday to Jesus and things like that, to really make it about Jesus. But I think now at age 6, she's starting to make the switch and make those connections, like what it actually is about. And I think that's a beautiful gift.
That's awesome.
It's a beautiful gift.
Great traditions that you guys have.
Yeah.
Now, with just the 30 seconds that we have, real quick answer. What about single people, and how can they manage the holidays during this time?
So, that's a challenge, right? Because you can feel really isolated and alone. But one of the things that's really important about Christmas is that it's a season of giving as well.
Yeah.
And not just Christmas, Thanksgiving as well. The holidays in general can be about giving. And so maybe there's an opportunity for someone to engage in some activity that's a giving of themselves, of their time, of their energy and resource, either through volunteering at, maybe Second Harvest or something like that, or at a community resource that means something to them, that's really impactful to them, and give back in that way so that they can develop that sense of community and connection.
Great advice, man. Well, Joey, thank you so much for being with us on the show. We hope to talk to you again, and we'll be right back with more Faith in Marriage Today. Stay tuned.
Thanks.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
Welcome back to Faith in Marriage Today. Up next is our Seeds of Faith segment with Dr. Tom Neal. Today's question addresses where our mission and purpose in life comes from. Take a look.
every vocation implies a mission. You know, we're called in order to be sent. So first you have to receive and hear the call. You have to say yes to the call. And once you say yes to the call, the yes implies a whole way of life now, a mission. So your question is excellent. So I like to think there's two simple ways or basic ways of dividing what our mission is and where it comes from. The first one is just from being a human being. Human being in Scripture says that human beings are made in the image and likeness of God, which means that we are created to look like, to act like, to be like God. So just by being human, we already have a mission. So what is it like to be like God? Well, we know things about God because he's revealed himself. We know that he's just and he's merciful and he's kind and he's patient and he's loving and he's truthful and all of those things. So if that's who he is, then I know that's my mission. My mission is to be in the world and live out of that, to be all of those things. I like to think of the mission that comes from being made in the image and likeness of God, of being like a prism. A prism takes invisible light that passes through it, and after the invisible light passes through the prism, it breaks the light into a visible spectrum of colors. It manifests the full range of beauty that was present in the invisible light, and that's the human mission. We are supposed to live and make visible in the world the beauty of God and all of those attributes I just mentioned by the way that we live. That's a mission built in for every human being. And then in baptism, it's even more extraordinary, because in baptism, we are baptized into Christ, who is God with us, God come among us. We're baptized into Christ, and we're given a co-mission, a mission with him. What's Christ's mission? His mission was to come into the world and proclaim that the Father has sent him to bring liberty to captives, release to prisoners, sight to the blind. In other words, he's come into the world to heal the effects of sin and evil and death in this world, and to begin the liberation of this creation that God wished from the beginning. And he's invited us into that. So everything Jesus does in his life and ministry, in his death and resurrection, all of that becomes part of our mission. I'm now called to live out everything that Christ did in his life, was about in his life, and to imitate that in the world. So at the end of his ministry, as he's about to ascend to the Father after the resurrection, he gives the Great Commission, where he says, go out into the whole world and make disciples of all nations, right? Baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. That's the commission. It literally is a commission that we're given to bring Christ into the whole of creation, and especially to bring his redeeming, liberating power in the face of evil. That's who we're supposed to be as church. So as image of God and as disciples of Christ, baptized into his body, those are elements of the mission we've been entrusted with as Catholics and as humans.
And we're back. With the holidays just around the corner, I thought now would be a good time to bring in some local experts to talk about the hot toys hitting the market this Christmas season. Parents, you're going to want to take note of this next segment. Isaac, Noah, and Jude, welcome to the show. How are you guys doing?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Fantastic. I'm so happy to have you boys on the show with me. This is going to be great. Awesome. Okay, so first question. As we talk about traditions, now is the time for holidays and traditions. I want you guys to tell the listeners, what's one of your favorite holiday traditions?
I like doing the Advent wreath with the candles.
Yeah? What do you like about the Advent wreath?
I like how it helps us remember preparing for Christmas.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we light a candle as we're kind of moving towards Christmas, and it reminds us that we're moving towards that. Noah, what about you? What's a favorite thing that you like about the traditions?
Wild Adventures.
What's Wild Adventures?
It's a theme park at Tallahassee.
Wow, that sounds awesome.
It's
so
fun.
we do that. We've done that a couple of years in a row now with the family, going to a theme park and having a good time with that. Jude, what do you like about the holidays?
Playing with the stockings.
Playing with the stockings. What do you do? I didn't realize you play with the stockings.
I match the same stockings and put them on and look like Santa Claus.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. I'm happy that you put them on and you make yourself look like Santa Claus. That's great. We'll have to take note of that later to my dear wife to put the stockings a little bit higher this year. So as we move into that. All right. Guys, so thanks guys for sharing so much about these traditions and this awesome time that we have during the holidays. So let's talk about toys, okay? Because I know you guys are expecting toys for Christmas, right?
Yes.
Possibly. We'll have to see if you were good this year or not.
No more lumps of coal from everywhere around the world.
I'm not sure. We'll have to determine that. I haven't gotten my list yet from St. Nicholas to see how good you guys were. But as we're talking about toys, let's talk about just kind of what are the toys that you think kids are going to be asking for this Christmas. So Isaac, I know you got something on the top of your list. What is it that you think the kids are going to be looking for this year?
The Nintendo Switch Lite.
What is the difference between the Nintendo Switch Lite and the regular Nintendo? They look exactly the same.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit smaller, and you can't, it doesn't switch. It can't,
But then why is it called the Switch if you can't switch?
I have absolutely no idea.
That's confusing.
It is. And it's smaller, and they only have it in 3 light colors.
Got it. Okay.
So that's what the light is for.
So you can still play it like the Nintendo. Do you have to buy new games for it? Because I know
Nope.
some parents are going to be asking. Do I have to buy all these new games because I just bought this darn thing? Why am I going to buy another one? No? You can.
No. And it's cheaper. It's
Oh,
cheaper.
it's cheaper.
It's a little bit smaller, and no, you don't have to buy new games.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So the Nintendo Switch Lite is going to be one awesome toy that kids
Yeah.
are going to want this year. Okay.
Yeah.
Noah, what do you got for us?
What was it?
I think it's the Nerf. There's a Nerf gun that you've
Yeah,
been asking for. What is it?
Yeah, the Nerf Ultra.
The Nerf Ultra. The Nerf Ultra 1. Wow.
Yep.
So what is so special about the Nerf Ultra 1?
Like, I think you can cock it once and like shoot a bunch of times.
Wow, that's awesome.
And it can
So
hold.
when you guys are having Nerf battles, it kind of makes it easy for you just to kind of take this thing, go and
Yeah.
shoot at everybody?
Yeah, and it can hold a bunch of bullets.
Wow. Okay, so we don't condone violence on this show, of course, but a little roughhouse play is all right. And so this is going to be the hot Nerf gun that everybody's going to want to be playing with. Is that right?
Yep.
Yes.
Super cool.
it's cool.
Okay. Now, Jude, I've heard that you have a little thing that you want. I think it's called something like the really rad robots, My Bro Gold. So you have to do My Bro. So what's so rad about this really rad robot?
It can spy on people.
It can spy on people. That's freaking me out. Why would I want a toy that's going to spy on me?
So then, when there's bad guys, you can spy and you
for
can
bad guys.
and you can
Sure.
see through it.
Sure.
So that, and you can talk through it. So you can say, "Get away from the cake."
That's fantastic. So you can go up to the bad guys with the really rad robot, look through the camera like on your phone or something, on an iPad, and then talk through it and tell people to get out of the house. I'm spying on you. I see you.
No, it has a remote.
Oh, it has a remote.
It comes with it, and it has like a fake gun that it can hold.
What? The rad robot has a fake gun that it can hold? This is so violent. I didn't realize that we were teaching all these things to our kids. We got to get some work done here. So what else about the really rad robot? No, because I know you really like this thing too.
So the gold one, they all come with different stuff. The blue one comes with a soccer goal and a soccer ball and one of those number 1 things that you wave up and down.
So it's a Seminoles fan that does the tomahawk shot?
No, you know that has like the one thumb. And
Oh,
then
like the one finger,
yeah.
and you're like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm the number 1 fan. Yeah.
So like
How big is this thing? Is it like this big? Is it this big?
No, it's probably like this.
Oh, it's like
It's
little-
a box.
It's a
So
little
it's
box.
about like this tall, this
Yeah.
wide, and like that.
So you can
Yeah.
play soccer with it.
You can play soccer with it?
Yeah.
Like you use it as a soccer ball and kick it around?
No,
No?
No.
No?
It comes with a goal.
So you kick a ball at it really hard and then it'll kick it right back to you?
No, Dad.
What? So how do you play soccer with it?
So it comes with a small goal and a small ball that you move it with the remote and you kick the
Oh, with the remote. They're confusing me, Jude.
Dad.
I'm not getting this. I'm not
And
understanding
no,
what's
he's
happening.
not like that. He's Dr. Mario Sacasa.
Yeah, because I'm on the TV show. So it's Dr.
Yeah.
Mario right now. Okay, so the really rad robot sounds really rad because you can do all sorts of things. You can hunt bad guys with it. You can annoy your brothers with it. You can play soccer with it in each other and kind of controlling those things. Okay, so the next thing then that I've heard about is this Razer Rip Rider 360. What's this thing about?
So it's basically a tricycle for older kids,
Okay.
and it can drift.
So can adults use it? How big is it?
Think.
I don't think you could fit in it.
You don't think I could fit in
No,
it?
I don't think you could fit in it.
But maybe
But it's
they have
really, really fun.
So
And they have
drifting,
it-
though, what's drifting? What does that mean? I don't get it.
I
How do you
don't know
describe
what.
what is drifting?
I
Like
know
you
what
ride,
drifting
what's
means.
drifting?
So you just go.
So you go and then you like drift like turn. And
Yeah, what you
go
do is
around
you
and stuff.
go like as fast as you can,
Uh-huh.
and then you don't have to pick your feet up, but I usually do. And then you just turn as hard as you can, and just keep turning, and it'll drift in like a donut basically.
So it'll like skid. That's what it does, right? Like it's a fancy way of like skidding. See, that scares me because when I want to turn, I want to turn. I don't want it to turn and then it keeps sliding into the mailbox or, somebody else. But that's what you guys are saying is cool and fun to do these days?
Yeah, and they have it in a few different colors.
Got it. In a few different colors.
Yeah.
What do you think about it, Noah?
There's one that some of them don't come with this there's one that comes with a lever that shoots out sparks.
Okay.
So like you can, when you're going, you can pull up the lever and sparks.
And sparks as you're drifting, so it drifts and it sparks and
you
then you
can
can
drift,
go really fast
pull it
and
up.
do all sorts
Yeah.
of crazy things.
So bad guys can get burned.
So bad guys can get burned. That's exactly right. Okay, last toy, Noah, I think you want to talk about this, is this Lego Friends Central Perk set.
Yeah.
Do you even know what Friends is? Have you watched the show?
No.
No? Did you even know that it was part of a show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. But what do you like about the Lego set here? It's an idea set. That means somebody came up with it and
So
submitted it to Lego.
It's like a coffee shop.
Oh, cool.
But it's
You're
like
interested.
it's kind of like what we're doing right now. So
Just sitting and chatting,
yeah.
and that's what the Legos are doing.
No.
They sit and
yeah.
they chat with you?
Yeah, but no, Dad. It's like a It's like a theater that they
Oh, okay.
make so it's like they're making a movie
Yeah.
and it's at a coffee shop. It comes with a bunch of cool stuff.
Cool. Thanks, boys, for coming on the show. You're probably still going to get coal in your stockings, just letting you know. Unless St. Nicholas says something different. But
He probably will.
But it's been awesome having you on the show. Let's do the handshake. Love you guys. And we'll be right back.
See ya.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
That's our show for today. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Remember to pray for hope. Offer your longings to the Lord. Connect with your family. Now is the time to make up with lost ones. And above everything else, really enjoy this time with your kids. From all of us here at the Woolwoods community, we want to wish you and your family a very happy Advent season and the warmest of blessings during Christmas. Make special memories that'll last. God bless everybody and be good.